This game sucks. Oh, it's not. It's not. Never. It's not a VR game. I played Elementalist, and it's one of those games where you start it up, and after 5 minutes, you realize that this is a Legend of Zelda clone. And then after 10 minutes, you realize, oh gosh, this is really good. My wife just farted in the background. In Elementalists, you essentially have to go and find your unnatural parents. And when I say they're unnatural, I'm not saying that they're vampires or zombies or anything like that. They're your parents, but well, they've broken nature, like literally nature. All the all the elementals, the elements, they broke them. It kind of sucks that you have to go and fix up your parents' problems. But what doesn't suck is the gameplay, the fun that you have along the way. The structure is exactly what you think it is. Like I said, this sure feels like a Legend of Zelda style game. It's top down. It's temples, items, puzzles. Except the puzzles are where the game kind of quietly wins you over, or at least it did me. The puzzles aren't just fillers. You actually have to stop and you have to think for a second, which caught me off guard because I was fully prepared to just breeze through them like most of the other types of games, and I'm a puzzle guy. The temples are solid. They're about what you'd expect from a game such as this, but it's the boss fights. The boss fights, that's what stands out. They're way better than they actually need to be. Specifically, the earth and electric boss fights. The bosses were created with love. There was a lot of detail that was put into the bosses. Unlike many of the other boss fights in games where essentially they're just larger, they're tier-based, bigger and more health. That wasn't the case in Elementalis. Elementalis, gosh, this is killing me. Anyway, the whole thing, it feels very familiar, but not in a lazy way, which is a fine line to path through. And Elementalis stays on the correct side of that line. The soundtrack, that is where the game really, really shines. And it sneaks up on you. It just slowly starts to build and build. You don't even notice it. And then boom, it hits you right when it needs to. It creates that aura of the environment that you're in, the situation that you're in. And it's amazing. Now let's talk about the times where they went on the other side of that line. We're talking about the bad side of the line. Specifically, we're talking about the dialogue. The dialogue is well, it's not good. The characters just go on and on. And then they go on and on. They just don't stop. And none of them make you care about them. In fact, it's the opposite. The characters are the most damning part of the game. Also, most of them are weirdly hostile, which just makes every single conversation feel like you've just done something wrong by being there. There is humor, and that's good. You always want a little bit of humor to offset some of the more negative aspects of what you're doing, negative aspects of your adventure. But that humor, it almost felt like an accident. It wasn't very humorous. And then the prologue. The prologue is just too long for what it actually explains. I knew the game was going to get better, but frankly, they could have cut it in half. You would have learned, you would have been more primed and more wanting to go on the adventure if they did cut it in half. Combat's all right. It's about what you'd expect from a game. It's simple, and that's just fine. If you're looking for something more than all right, if you're looking for something more than simple, then you're probably going to be disappointed. But you know what you're getting into when you play this type of a game. Overall, the game was really fun. It was a good game. I think whenever you say that a game is fun, and if that was the developer's intention, that is the best thing that you can say, because they reached the goal. Sometimes developers want to create art. You can tell that that's their clear intention. In this, their clear intention was just to give you a good 15 hours. And that is what Elementalist did. I'm not trying to say that it reinvented the wheel. What I am trying to say is that you should subscribe to our channel, Weird Gaming, and also our main Adventure Game Hotspot on YouTube, and then go on and have a wonderful day. Disclaimer. We were given a code to play this game, and we played it on Switch. And frankly, I don't know how to capture footage on a Switch, so I didn't. So I'm just doing all the whole capturing footage from the developers, the stuff that they sent over to us, and that is what's on this video. So before you say you didn't actually play the game, I did. I did it good.